Yes, this is a real Pokemon. Well, sort of. Welcome to the strange world of Pokemon and join me as I tell you the tale of Zapmolcuno. So this monstrosity is a creation spawning from the Pokemon Adventures manga. I remember always hearing about this manga and how it was darker and had some messed up stuff in it, which sure it does, but it still mostly feels in line with other Pokemon media, especially when you remember just how weird things can get in the anime and even the video games. But anyway, in the first major arc of Pokemon Adventures, we follow Red as he makes his way through the Kanto region, earning gym badges and stopping Team Rocket as you would expect. Throughout the story, Team Rocket captures Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno, eventually fusing them together and using the resulting monster against the heroes as they attempt to infiltrate the Rocket base. This is Zapmolcuno, though you might also see it referred to as Thuphizer, as that's the romanized version of its Japanese name, which is also just made by combining the names of the legendary birds, which in Japanese are just called Thunder, Fire, and Freezer. In English, this fusion never really got an official name, but mashing together the names of the legendary birds is very fitting because the actual design of this creature is just straight up all of them physically fused together. Rather than being a cohesive Pokemon, it looks like an unholy chimera, and is capable of using electric, fire, and ice moves because of that. I honestly love how grotesque its appearance is because it really makes it look like something created in a mad scientist lab, ungracefully grafting together some of the most powerful Pokemon in the Kanto region to have what they think is the ultimate Pokemon. But yeah, the battle against this thing is pretty intense, especially after the previous battles Red, Blue, and Green had to go through. Though, now that they're all together, it's cool how thematically the three trainers with their three starter Pokemon face off against a three-headed abomination. There's even a dramatic mid-battle evolution as Red's Ivysaur becomes a Venusaur. I really do need to read the rest of Pokemon Adventures when I get a chance, but I'm at least glad that I've read this. The whole story is a fun read with some unexpected twists and neat scenarios, and a lot more happens before this point in the story. But anyway, they defeat Zapmolcuno and Team Rocket and then unfuse and release the legendary birds. This Pokemon fusion never appeared again, though it is interesting how Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres have continued to stay together as a legendary trio. I mostly mean this because they were all shown as important parts of a whole in Pokemon 2000 The Power of One. As a way to promote the movie, a promo card featuring all three was released. This is Articuno, Moltres, and Zapdos, a flying-type Pokemon with only one attack. Though I'm pretty sure you couldn't use this in an actual deck, it was just really cool to see three Pokemon on one card artwork. And later when tag team cards were being printed when this was more common, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres were once again grouped together on the face of a card. It's just cool that they've all stayed together like this. Though when you look at Zapmolcuno, you can't help but wonder, what if something like this existed in the video games? I mean, we would eventually get several fusion Pokemon in the future, except they were fusions of two Pokemon, even though there is another canonical triple fusion that we never get to see. Well, triple fusion does sound a bit more on the complicated side, but what if? First of all, I don't think it would have the same design. Something like a bright white bird that incorporates the shapes of all three Pokemon would be pretty cool. It might just end up being a normal flying type, but have a signature ability that powers up ice, fire, and electric type moves. Upon fusing, it would want to learn Flamethrower, Thunderbolt, and Ice Beam, or maybe even the more powerful moves with less accuracy, Fire Blast, Thunder, and Blizzard. It could also have a signature flying type move. It would have a base stat total of around 700, I think that's a decent range considering it's a fusion Pokemon, when you look at some of the other fusions, and would be focused in special attack and speed. Is this a good idea? I have no idea if this would work, but it's fun to think about. I've always just thought the concept of a fusion like this being one of the manga exclusive Pokemon that rarely gets talked about was so strange, but in the best way possible. Wacky stuff like this is always a treat to look back on, and now with the Galarian forms of the legendary birds, I don't even want to think about the devastation a fusion of these three would cause. At least I can sleep well knowing that Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres can exist as platonic friends and never be fused together ever again. And so, that has been the tale of Zapmolcuno. Thank you to all of my channel members, especially the great Gators Jackson, Justin R, Mr. Pig Puncher, and Quago. If you would like to get a shout out here and access to emotes that you can use in comments and live streams, as we continue through the month of October with Halloween videos, you can become a channel member today. You can also follow me on Twitter for more spooky memes. Anyway, this is GatorEX, and I'll catch you later.
Fire, lightning, and ice are combined in Pokemon trading card game Hidden Fates. Products sold separately. Booster packs of 10 cards vary by product. Cards vary by pack. Available now in special products.